High Court says must review age of consent. Acquits 25-year-old. High time the country and parliament are cognizant of happenings in world. Mumbai. Setting aside a 25-year-old's 2019 conviction and 10-year sentence for a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl. The Bombay High Court expressed concern over the high age of consent under Indian law, reports Swati Deshpande. The court said several countries have reduced the age of consent to enter into a consensual sexual relationship, and it is high time the country and parliament are cognizant of happenings in the world. The single bench of Justice Bharati Dangre, in a July 10 judgment, referred to the increasing number of cases under the POCSO Act, where men are arrested and tried even when the victims, being adolescents, maintain they were in a mutually agreeable relationship. She said protection of children should also enable young people to extend their boundaries and exercise safe choices, adding, the penal approach to adolescents' sexuality has impacted their life to a barrier-free access to sexual and reproductive health services. The criminalization of romantic relationship has overburdened the justice system. In India, over time the age of consent has been increased, noted Justice Dangre, with the POCSO Act pegging it at 18, probably one of the highest ages globally. Majority of countries have set their age of consent in the range of 14 to 16 years. Sexual autonomy encompasses both the right to engage in wanted sexual activity and right to be protected from unwanted sexual aggression. Only when both aspects of adolescents' rights are recognized, human sexual dignity can be considered to be fully respected, said the High Court, setting aside the February 2019 conviction and 10-year sentence under POCSO of a man aged 25 and acquitting him. The girl was 17 years old and claimed the relationship was consensual and under the Muslim personal law was capable of performing a nikah. In India, the definition of child varies from statute to statute. POCSO criminalizes all sexual activities for those under the age of 18 years, even if the act was committed by consent, said the High Court. Justice Dangre called for a balance to be struck between protection of children against sexual abuse and their autonomy, but said age of consent has to be necessarily distinguished from age of marriage, as sexual acts do not happen only in the confines of marriage and not only the society, but the judicial system must take note of this important aspect. The concern about the rising number of cases where minors are punished under the POCSO Act are being expressed by various fronts in distinct proceedings before the Supreme Court, the high courts of the country as well as the POCSO Special Court, where the POCSO cases are tried. Despite a clear stand being taken by a female in such act that it was a case of consensual sex, the male stand convicted under the POCSO Act with a special reasoning, being that POCSO Act was never intended to include consensual sex with the minor, said Justice Dangre.